discussion about MOTU, Masters of the Universe. I know this guy's a huge fan of MOTU, so am I. I actually have every figure ever put out. I have every figure ever put out for Masters of the Universe. 68 figures mint on card. You don't understand, you don't get it. Okay, we're going to discuss it a little bit.
Yeah, I don't understand any of it.
What don't you get?
It's so homoerotic. Dean, pick up the figure over there, please. Look, Fisto! Like, his name is literally Fisto. Like, literally. Like, every single character is in underwear, shirtless, over-muscular. It's a loincloth. Literally, Skeletor can lift up his thing and whip his wiener around at you, for God's sake.
So, do you want to see it?
No! Listen, I think for people like me and Eric is... Like, I don't understand how people got into He-Man.
Yeah.
And
for
stuff
sure.
like that. Because that cartoon is fucking terrible. All right, I've watched it. It's fucking terrible. And so was the movie. So, like, was it did they used to be comic books? Like, what were they? What, like... That's what I want to know. How did someone like your age, because you're like 52, so...
Close.
How did, like, you, like, you know, because you're a little older than me too, right, Jay?
Yeah, 43.
Okay, yeah, 10 years. So how did you guys get into, like, what got you guys into it?
I mean, that was
Was it just because you were like, oh, I want to suck that dude's dick or something?
Nah, yeah.
Well, maybe Brett.
It's a nice one.
I want to make it me.
So here's the thing: when they started the MOTU line, they didn't have a cartoon. Okay. They literally had the toys. The toys looked crazy. Like I saw that.
So it started as a toy.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, so it
saw
just
that
boom, toy.
Toy.
Not based on.
You saw Skeletor. You saw Trapjaw. You saw these fucking badass figures. They put a fucking comic book out, literally on a whim. They were like Toys R Us. I think they pitched it to Toys R Us and a couple other places. And they didn't have any source material for the figures. So they actually said, well, oh, by the way, we have a comic coming out, which they made up. Look, Eric fucking hates it. He hates it.
Wait, wasn't that the same thing with G.I. Joe?
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah,
But G.I. Joe's a million times better. And not gay.
Look at how built this dude is.
Yeah,
Pre-steroids. Pre-steroids.
Yeah.
This dude did it on milk and chicken.
That
Okay?
guy's got like a
definitely
20 pack going on right there.
By the way, this is Fisto. I mean, you can say whatever you
You
want.
do a split right under
The other character's name is literally Ram Man. Like, what the? Like, who comes up with this shit? Like,
I see nothing gay about
Like,
that
what's wrong?
whatsoever.
He rams.
yeah, he rams other men. Like,
Not there's anything wrong with that.
yeah, no, not at all.
Listen,
Listen,
I get it. I get the fact that you could be intimidated by Fisto.
I think.
I mean, but then when you think about it, these are the cartoons that we grew up. You know,
Exactly.
the toys and the stuff that we grew up with. I mean, at that point, the animation was definitely a lot better than what is out there now, as far as the toy lines. I mean, G.I. Joe, Mask, and all that. But He-Man was just one of the toys that we had available at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't like it kind of like just auto. What are you doing, man?
I'm just playing with his asshole on the top.
I mean, it was just like the toy that we had at the time. You know what I mean? So that's what we grew up with. I mean, like for me and him, it's nostalgia.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and I think that's what it is. I think for me and Dean, like, I mean, we're a little more closer in age, and you guys are more closer.
Yeah, I
in age.
mean, you guys
So,
like
like, I grew up on-
SpongeBob. You know?
No,
We
see,
got
like,
real
see, I hate SpongeBob. Yeah, that was like I was more of like the G.I. Joe, like that's when I was growing up. Like Transformers, like that was more like when I was growing up. Like this, I don't think I've ever saw one episode of that until I was older, and my dad was like, "You should check this out," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, Dad."
I mean,
No,
Jesus
Like,
Christ.
say it like
Yeah,
that.
pretty much. Yeah.
When I was a kid, my two favorite things to watch was Indiana Jones and Back to the Future. They didn't have fucking toys for those two movies.
Yeah,
I find on that shit.
Yeah.
Like, so like it wasn't until I really got into like Ninja Turtles and then Star Wars where that got me into like a lot of toys because like there were no toys for Back to the Future. There
Right.
was- We had one Kenner line for Indiana Jones and that was it. And so it was like I didn't. So toys came. Not that I played with toys obviously, but the two things I loved didn't have a toy line. So that's where I found G.I. Joe and Transformers and then Ninja Turtles and stuff like that.
There is one other thing about MOTU though that was different than the other toy lines when we were growing up. Like when me and him were growing up, you had G.I. Joe and you had Star Wars and things like that, and they were 3 3/4 inch, and then you had this massive figure that was so much bigger and more muscular than everybody else. It just looked cool.
Yeah.
The articulation was better. The colors of the toy line was incredible.
Gotcha.
Eric's rolling his eyes, but I'm telling you.
I totally
I agree with the color part. I agree with the color part.
In
That's fine.
1985, when these came out, Like the amount of color and articulation that came in all these figures before the cartoon.
Right.
Because we can all admit the cartoon is pretty not good.
No, yeah.
Not good as putting a mild.
And the movie
What
was-
about
and
the
the movie was
cartoon?
worse.
But when we were younger, we every freaking day we sat there and watched the cartoon. But now, as an adult looking at it, hi, I'm Prince Adam. It's the gayest shit ever.
I get it. Yeah.
By the way, it's that Clark Kent thing, only worse because he wasn't even wearing glasses.
No.
He was
Yeah.
literally
Just
Prince.
getting
It was
butt-ass
He-Man
kicked.
with a pink shirt.
No, I
you
totally
know?
get it because even like I have a lot of the Kenner Star Wars, and let's be honest, they look nice. But what the fuck are you gonna do with them? I mean,
Right. It's that.
Yeah, exactly.
But smaller.
Hey,
that
but-
box.
So it's like so
But
now
they're indestructible.
Like, I'm totally. They really are. I'm totally fucking jealous. That's why I collect the Black Series, and I'm fighting the urge to get into 3/3/4 line.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like where the fuck was this when I was a kid? We got
Absolutely.
that power of the Power of the Force 2 where Luke looked like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. I was like, what the fuck is going on here with this? You know, he had a big old broad chest, and he was, you know, I get it. It was kind of based off the old Ralph McQuarrie. What do they call
The
it?
artwork?
The artwork,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So it was based off that, but it was like we didn't. I mean, you guys didn't really have great action figures growing up. We didn't really have great. It was like, and nobody wants to fucking play with action figures anymore. So now we're just stuck buying them for collectibles and not having any room for them. So I get. Like, cause that looks a way better. I mean, it's gay as fuck, but it looks way better. And I would, as a kid, I'd be like, I could play with that. I look at the 3 3/4 Kenner Star Wars. I'm like, oh, what the fuck am I gonna do with this? Like, can't hold his gun. You know what I mean?
Right.
Vader's just lightsaber just fucking fell out of his hand because it's just sitting in a little slot. I totally get it. Totally get it.
And like with me, like I didn't find He-Man until like literally the comics, right? Like when I was reading comics, I was like, what is this, right? So I tried getting into reading the comics, and it just didn't work for me, right? Because I just saw like dudes like wrestling with each other, and I'm like, I don't get
wrestling.
No, I know, but that's different. That's different.
It's not.
That's
It's-
different.
that's
so,
literally a
Hogan is
wrestler.
naturally oily.
And then the thing I remember most about like literally with He-Man figures is I remember my dad literally handing me a He-Man action figure, and I literally was like, what is this? Like you're giving me a half-naked guy. I'm 6 years old. What
You're
am I?
super insecure about your own sexuality.
Yeah,
so-
probably.
He should be.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's Hacksaw Jim Duggan right there.
Sure is.
Basically. But
That's
like,
if he was in the Village People.
and the only thing I regret about like collecting these things or holding on to them as growing up is that these things have a lot of money now. Like, and I don't
Oh, yeah.
understand why. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
And it's because of my age. I don't understand. I think they're campy. I think they're very homoerotic.
Oh man.
I don't think
Oh.
like it's just I don't get it, man. I
Now,
don't.
if you would have had him butt
Like,
naked
listen.
with Slimer's head on it, Eric would be something.
Well, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But like that Japanese box over there, like the skull, like Skeletor over there.
Yeah.
Like I think I sent you that, saying like, dude, this is a sweet box and a sweet figure inside it. Like I have my moments where like I'll look at it and be like, okay, that's
Yeah,
cool.
Skeletor.
But that's newer.
I always thought
And then I
Skeletor
looked
was
at that
cool.
new line that the Mattel's putting out for
Yeah.
it. I hate it. Like I'd rather buy these. I'd rather buy these all day long before I buy that.
Wait, which line? The one
about
that I
the-
posted today?
He's the one that posted today.
I think
Okay,
it was
okay,
pretty
alright.
good.
Like,
Well, what
I
about
like
the,
it.
what
Those are
about the
cool.
200 or the 200X? Which
Oh
you guys-
no, you mean the origins?
Yeah.
The
no,
origin
No.
figures?
I'm talking
No.
about the MOTU 200X
Oh, the ones on the-
line.
yeah.
No.
You know what I mean?
No,
Like those are badass.
No, those are cool. Like, and you have the
Like
prototype of the
that's
one.
200X.
That's
I don't know
200.
that's cool. No, I get it. The
I mean,
detail work
like,
on that
look
is
at
cool.
him.
Pretty
Like,
cool.
You know, that's cool, but I can't get behind it.
No.
I can't.
I do like the artwork though. Like
No,
I'm
the
looking,
artwork
I'm looking
is
at your
fantastic.
reaction one over there right now, and I'm like,
And the
that's
Battle
fucking
Cat is
cool.
cool. Like,
You
look
know,
at the
that
Battle
is
Cat.
cool looking. Like I
But-
would be drawn to that as a kid.
Yeah, the
Like
artwork
now, I'm like, nah, dude, I'm gay. I'm like,
and the artwork is phenomenal. Like that's one thing I always
Yeah.
give He-Man. The artwork on their boxes and everything is probably the best I've seen on
I think
any
the
toy
artwork
line.
altogether back then was phenomenal when
But-
it comes
yeah.
time to it.
Yeah.
So the like
yeah, they didn't have the way you just scan and shit on a box.
Oh, yeah.
like Norm like did like Conan the Barbarian, like some like major classic artwork. So MOTU for me, part of the thing that drew me into it, especially if you look at some of the box art, it's painted. Like it's like
Yeah.
they spent a lot of time and money just painting these gorgeous things. Like these prints sell for so much money now.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just amazing to see that they put that much effort into artwork for toys.
Yeah.
And like again, that can draw you in or draw you out. But for me, like it always just like you see something on a wall and be like, oh my god, I have to have that simply because the artwork's dope. Now I collect them simply because of nostalgia. You know, when you saw something in the store when you were 10 or 11 years old, you might
$2.
yeah, you might not have the money to buy it.
Yeah.
But now I'm like 41.
Yeah.
52.
41. Yeah.
Yeah, so like now I can actually pick them up and like maybe save for a month or two,
Or make a gigantic Skeletor.
or make a custom 4-foot Skeletor to sit in your fucking tattoo shop.
Yeah.
Yes, I will do
With
that.
custom lighting.
Change the colors.
Trying to explain this to my wife was probably one of the hardest things I ever did.
dude.
I had to say, like, I'm bartering for something at the shop. She goes, what are you bartering for?
Color changing light.
Skeletor needs some lighting above him, you know? And she was like, oh my God, like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck did I marry into? But look at him, dude, he's gorgeous, so. Listen, I'm gonna be 100% honest, like, and I bet you Jay will agree to this. I get that people don't get MOTU, but I think
Don't.
when this new Kevin Smith cartoon comes out, it's gonna be a fun for people who maybe even thought it was kind of corny, a little bit.
I hope so.
I'm gonna tune into it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check it out.
I'm totally gonna check it out.
I just hope it doesn't end up being like when they redid the Thundercats.
Oh,
dude,
it's
no,
not gonna be
no,
that.
no.
Listen,
Can
I
we
don't,
not
no,
talk-
I
wait,
don't think
the
Kevin
one-
Smith is gonna let that happen.
No, the one, the
Oh,
Book of Omens series, not
Okay.
this
Dumb-
Thundercats
whatever the hell they're
war
doing.
shit.
Oh.
The
Oh,
Book of
that
thank
Omens.
God.
shitty
I was gonna say,
animation.
you need to
Yeah.
leave on.
It was
Yeah,
more like an
yeah,
anime
okay.
series, yeah.
Yeah, there was
Right.
another anime series. I
Right,
just
right,
hope it
yeah.
doesn't go with that.
I
route.
think a guy like Kevin Smith could absolutely resurrect this franchise. I mean, he's
hell
had
yeah.
a rough time in movies in the last like 10 years, but I think something like this would absolutely. He's going to do everything he can to bring respect to.
I mean, the cast alone who's
Yeah.
got lined up for this is
Stupid.
phenomenal, and like
they cast Mark Hamill, and I was like, I'm sold.
he's
Yeah.
such a and he's
That's it.
such a traditionalist when it comes to like comics, because he's one of us. Like
Yeah,
he's literally when it comes to
one-
comic books and all that.
The comic
like,
stories
nerd
he's
shit,
written have
that's
been really
him.
good.
Like he writes.
He
and-
did that Green Arrow run.
Yeah,
That was really good.
yeah.
Really good.
But like, I'm actually excited. When I saw that he signed up to do that, I was like, okay, I'm in. And then when I saw the cast, I was like, all right, I'm gonna give this thing a chance.
Yeah.
Even though this is whatever Niners fan.
Sorry. Shit.
But yeah, no, like I said, like I think Kevin's gonna do a really good job of this. I think it'll actually maybe appreciate the original line maybe a little bit more.
Well, he
Maybe.
cast Henry Rollins.
Yeah,
in one of
that's
the
what I'm saying.
roles.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
I think Henry Rollins is Triclops.
he is. I think so. I think
he
he
was
is.
being
Holy
Fisto or Fister, whatever his name is.
I don't know. I read through every cast member and I was just like, dude, I'm blown away by how many people said they were fans of this show and they wanted to be a part of it. So I don't know. I mean, Henry Rollins like wanting to be a part of MOTU because he was a huge fan. I'm stoked about it.
I mean, just look at the collectors groups that, just on that shirt that we have out there. I mean, there's like 10 of them, I think, or at least more than I can count. They're all based off of this as a toy line.
Yep.
Except for us.
Yeah.
We're
I'll tell you how
Star
badass it is.
Which I'm
But
fine.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's mostly because I didn't grow up on it.
probably-
Like, that's probably mostly what it is. But I don't get it.
Alright, cool.
Still gay.
Yes. Okay.
We will welcome the gayness. All right, so next up, I have 2 figures for myself from my childhood that I didn't have as a kid, but I have them now, and I think I have the two of the best on the fucking planet. The one figure, I literally begged my brother. I offered to trade everything in my room plus chores for like a week to give me his, and he would not trade this motherfucker, and I got it. As an adult, I was like, I gotta get it. So I'm a huge Mr. T fan. I got these guys, right? I pity the fool who don't know who the fuck this guy is, right? This right here, I challenge anybody to find a better sealed specimen of this guy right here. That's why he's in acrylic. It's sealed. It's taped. Everything on it's perfect. He used to have that pull string in the back. He talks. First name Mr. Middle name's that little period. Third name T. Love this guy so much. And this is the figure I tried to trade with my brother. It's special because I'm telling you, man, like when you have little things like that, like that my brother would not give this figure up. And as an adult, I was like able to acquire it. It's getting harder and harder to find this figure in this condition. There is a little bit of a fold at the top of the back of it, but I'm just super stoked to have both of these.
And it's not even yellow.
Not yellow at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like two of my favorite figures in my entire collection, and I got a ton of dumb shit. But this Mr. T is like my favorite. Yeah, all my MOTU stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Mr. T. So those are like 2 examples of great Mr. T figures. And that's it.
All right. I guess I'll go next. And then so we were talking about Spawn. I'm actually trying to not really so much the Mortal Kombat line of Spawn.
It's a great figure though.
It is a great figure. I agree.
Love
I'm trying to get more into Spawn. I'm going to get into that with my next thing, and I'm going to show up. But I'm trying to get more of the Spawn action figures. Like we've talked about it. Like Todd just nails everything with his figures. And like there's a couple other variants of this. There's one has a sword. I think the other one has like a hammer. Like
there's also a
like
blood stained one.
Yeah, there's a white one. He's
one,
a white version of it.
Yeah.
It's, but I don't like it. I
don't like it.
I saw
It's
it.
cool looking, but I'm
Yeah,
not like
it's something I want to collect.
the other versions that he did with the gold line.
Oh, dude, the gold label one.
Yeah,
I was
they
actually
were
gonna
kinda
bring
cool.
that one with me, the gold label one, but I didn't want to get screwed
Was
up
that
in
a
the
Spawn
drive.
figure?
It is a Spawn.
Is it?
figure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of his original line toys.
Is
that it sold really well back in the day, and
Okay.
he just re-released it.
Oh, it's Samurai Spawn.
Yes.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
it's what do they call it?
Nice. Where'd you find it at?
Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
can't
literally,
find anything at fucking Walmart.
I literally walked into Walmart one morning. I literally was like, I gotta get stuff, and I was like, I'm just gonna walk through the toy aisle, and here's this gold label fucking Spawn sitting on the counter, and I was like, sweet, I'm taking it. Not this one, but it was just the luck of the draw. And I don't find anything ever
Such
in
cool
anywhere.
figures.
Yeah, I barely find anything.
Like
at
this
fucking
is
Target.
such. I mean, I think, like I said, I got this one on another toy group. Someone was just wanting to get rid of it, so I got it for like $20, which I thought
Not
was a
bad.
steal.
Boom.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's
That's
steal.
retail.
So I was like, all right, I'm on it. So.
Cool.
But yeah, that's it.
Sweet.
So my next figure I'm showing off is this Doctor Doom. It's not a reissue, but it's like a throwback sort of that Hasbro did maybe 5 months ago. And growing up, even though I'm a massive DC Comics guy, the Fantastic Four, Doctor Doom, Thanos were always like the things that drew me into Marvel. So I jumped on this immediately just because I love the throwback card it's got, and the throwback costume they have on Doctor Doom. He's probably Marvel's best villain.
Oh, without a doubt.
Hands down.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
for sure. I agree.
He's just a great written character. Almost every time he's been used.
And I'm so glad that WandaVision's going to bring in Fantastic Four so that we get
Yes.
Doctor Doom.
Yes. So I couldn't pass it up because I love Doctor Doom. So eventually we'll tattoo him.
He's already been secretly hinted in WandaVision.
Has he?
He has.
That's my favorite figure, like my favorite new figure,
Yeah.
like that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Like
Is
when you pulled that in today, I was like, dude, I'm gonna buy that because it's just
literally.
that cool.
I'm pretty sure it's on
Dr. Doom's
Amazon
dope.
for retail still.
Is it really?
I'm pretty
I might
sure.
pick one of those up. I didn't even,
pretty sure.
I was like looking at it like, oh shit, that's actually really
I get
cool.
everything
So
off
cool.
Amazon now because you can pre-order the shit.
Yeah.
And
Like, dude, it's a really
you
sick
know.
figure.
Yeah.
It's
way
I
better.
have the old version back there in the back of the shop,
Yeah.
and like the detail and articulation in this one is just
Which
Yeah.
is crazy because it came out only like 8 months after they released their first version of Doctor Doom with the Fantastic Four line, the new Fantastic Four line they put out, 2019-ish, I think, and it blows that one out of the fucking water. And it's almost the same figure, but it's just because they actually put like the classic cape on him and stuff like
Yeah.
that, it just looks so much fucking better than that one. So because that's based off of more of the current comics, and
Yeah.
this is the one we all know and love.
You want
Yep.
to put up on.
Yeah. So.
love it.
Nice.
Cool.
Cool.
Awesome. All right, guys, that was it. That was the Tattooine Collector Club Cantina. Make sure if you like this shit we're doing here, man, make sure you subscribe. Check out our YouTube channel. Check out our Instagram, Facebook. We're gonna have cool merch coming soon. If you like this stuff, give us a follow. Check us out. Hang in there. We're gonna do more stuff soon. Hope everybody has a great week and stay geeky.